just turned on the stream. Then yeah. So I told you to fucking join. I'm not gonna ask questions. I don't know if you saw the pole sitter for the duel, but
Drivers, to your cars.
thoughts on the wonderful pole sitter? Pardon?
I said hi, Terrence.
Yeah, he's back. Anyways, hello everybody. Welcome to the Menards Cup Series for Season 8. This is the first race that kinda matters. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. Let me just go to my notes. There you go. Anyways. So today we are doing the 2 Daytona duels. These will set the qualifying grid for the Daytona 500, and Duel 1, which is this duel, sets the inside row. Duel 2 sets the outside row. And on top of that, there's a race within the race with, I believe, 7 drivers in Duel 1 and 8 in Duel 2 that need to qualify. So, in Duel 1, there's 6 drivers trying to qualify in. Top 4 make it. Then Duel 2, you have 8 drivers trying to qualify in. And 6 of them make it. So, the bottom 2 finishers of those, or in each duel of the qualifying cars, will miss the Daytona 500, and that includes some drivers racing for points. But let's go through your qualifying grid, and we will highlight the drivers that need to qualify in. And on pole, Daytona 500 winner last year. In his first start of his career, got the first win of his career in this very car. So they have run it back, same chassis, same engine, same everything for the 85 team here at Daytona. We'll see if they can go back to back, and they start the weekend off strong with a pole in duel number 1. They will have to qualify in, so gotta finish inside the top 5 for this duel. Anyways, then we have Chris Wolf. He's locked in, obviously has the charter from his former team owner Ross Newman. Justin Bell is in. So is Roosevelt Ortiz. Then we have Troy Acosta and Michael Young. Michael Young will need to qualify his way in using this. Then we have Penny Kim, Larry Cooper Jr. Both locked in. Jalen Long, Corey McKinney, both locked in. Bruce Nuckwit, James Freeman, both locked in. Carlos Martinez, who will have to qualify in the 7. He's found success here at Daytona, has his one and only win here in the fall race. Then we have Aaron Bush. Then we have Bush and Damon Middleton, both of which needing to qualify into the Daytona 500. So we will see if they can do that. And then we have Byron Wise, Michael Holmes, your defending champion, who are both locked in. Michael Bryant, who has to qualify in the 71. 81, Patricia Reed, going to be locked in. So is Liang and Conway. And then last, but certainly not least, Francesco Free. And the Valvoline Ford has to qualify his way in to the Daytona 500.
Let's say NASCAR on the track. We're not NASCAR.
No. So, gonna be 20 laps per duel, 40 laps total between the two. We will end today with a 42 car field for the Daytona 500, which will likely be happening this upcoming weekend. Tomorrow is likely at least the Napa Auto Parts Series, the Napa Auto Parts Pro Series, for the first time ever, so they'll have their first points race this week. And then obviously you have trucks, decks, and cup. So, full weekend of racing here to start the brand new season. No points up for grabs today, but starting on the pole is a huge advantage at a track like Daytona.
I believe, or not I believe, there's two 500 winners lined up on the inside right now.
Yeah, so Bell and Garza. Technically Garza driving the 85, very familiar for Justin Bell. His former number at Dodge. Eventually got sold to RBMS. And speaking of RBMS, they have 4 Chevrolets in this field. They have the 85 on pole, Ortez in 4th, Freeman back here in 12th, and then Middleton in 16th. 2 of which need to qualify in.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. The 85 has won the 500 2 seasons in a row now with 2 separate drivers.
And this is not looking good. Garza and his engine will go up in smoke before we take the first lap. So, he being one of the cars that need to qualify in, if he cannot get this repaired and get back on track, he will not make the 500. But green flag, we're racing in Daytona. With only 22 cars in the pack. Courtesy of a blown engine coming out of turn number 4 for your pole sitter. So Bell goes to the lead. Has company immediately. And Garza will be out with a gearbox. So won't even get to lead us to green and will be out of the Daytona 500 before it ever really started. Guys, let me just open this. Forgot to do this. Boom. Whoops. But it will be Acosta and Kim door to door for the race lead. Coming through turn 3 and 4. A little bit of 3 wide in the back. Jalen Long has high expectations this year. And that Dodge team already showing how aggressive they are at these super speedways. 2 cars inside the top 5 out of their 2 cars in the Cup Series. So Long replacing the first Daytona 500 winner in MCS, Jeremy Marcus, who had a very up and down career. Long looking to right the ship in the 70 team and looking to prove why he won so many races last year in the Dex Imaging Series, as he will have the lead by a nose, will not lead at the line. Very deadlocked right now. Everyone seems to be pretty settled in besides the back here with McKinney in the middle. LCJ running the Kyle Busch throwback car. Kind of pinned on that high line. So Long keeps it pinned. Oh, and they're correct! Hard hit there! And turned around. And a big crash to open duel number 1. Will damage several cars, and I believe only one of them was an open car. in Damon Middleton. He was behind it for the most part, so I don't know if he got much damage. But a very quick crash in duel number 1. And the 85 obviously out, which means only one elimination to be decided, and being Middleton, just barely being involved in that wreck, not the situation you want to be in. Let's take a look. Looks like, yeah, starts with this 3 wide. Kenny's kind of been working that middle line this entire time. Hasn't been able to find a spot. Looks like Liang maybe comes up, maybe McKinney comes down. Yeah, McKinney's just pinching Liang really hard. Gets him turned up the track. LCJ gets caught up in it. So does Freeman. And Bush kind of gets turned around at the end. Patricia Reed gets turned. And I think Middleton might have actually avoided this. You're supposed to make some starts in Season 5 of MCS. Never ended up making them. Then he ran full-time in trucks last year. He's running Xfinity and trucks this year for his own team. But he did get involved slightly. So we will see how damaging that was. Let's go full speed with Middleton. That doesn't look too bad. That also doesn't look too bad, but it looked worse. See how tore up he is. Combo with 2. Just gonna sneak underneath it. And RBMS had 3 cars involved in some sort of problem already today, and it is lap number 4, so this can happen. Nowhere to go. Going at 190. Let's go on the back of LCJ here. 68 gonna be out. 19 is out. 81 tore the front off of it. LCJ tore the back off of it. Bush might not be too bad. McKinney, surprisingly, doesn't look too bad. I don't know where my co-commentator is. He might be dead.
I was working on the Instagram post for cars that dying.
Oh.
I don't think I'm gonna do one for the crash, but
okay. So first caution of the season comes out lap number 3, coming to lap number 4. And it's not necessarily a small crash. And we'll see if Middleton's heavily affected by the damage. Had a little bit of contact with 2 cars on the way through. But Liang will be starting way in the back. Same with Freeman. So we saw at the beginning of this race, it was really controlled. Kim and Long were able to shut down the field. Just got to hold on. I think part of that was courtesy of the pushers. I think a lot of the pushers were pretty complacent with just sitting on that front, or on that second row, just pushing the leaders. And I think we'll get that a lot in Speed Weeks, where the people with good premium positions to have a chance to win won't do anything about it until the end of the race. And will gladly just sit in kind of this 2x2 formation. I think that's what we saw back here is these guys all had, and I'll say free position, even though it's not really a free position. You see, McKinney realizes he has a little bit too much of a run off the bumper of the 68. Just kind of pulls it to the middle. Expects to be able to get back up potentially. Maybe just have a push. Leave the 8 out. And then just kind of gets left out to hang. And it doesn't go too bad for him. Just slowly bleeds time. Just kind of sitting in the middle. Waiting for a spot to open up. I think no one was giving him room. They knew that it's kind of a free position eventually. And he just got a little too close to Liang coming out of turn 4, and it caused relatively big crash. Which involved, I would say, 6 or 7 cars. Yeah, I'd say 7. 33, 17, 19, 10, 81, 68, 8. Which shortened up the field a little bit. But we will get ready to drop the green flag in duel number 1. The first restart of the brand new season. Dave Miller. Anyways, we will head to the green flag. It will be Kim and Long. Now they have switched which line they're on and who their pusher is. So, oh wait, no, the pushers are the same. They just switched lines. So it'll be Long and Nuckwit, and it'll be Kim and Acosta again. Just this time switching lines. We'll see if they work together again this time. Green flag. Up through the gears they go in Daytona. You could see how long the 34 waited. And another thing to note about this season. Well, 2 big things to note. One, the fact that there's no more playoffs and it's just the chase. So that win, specifically here at Daytona, being able to lock yourself in immediately doesn't exist. Now, if you can find yourself outside the cut line with a win, and you're high enough in points, you will make it. But other than that, no.
Like Middleton might be able to stay with the pack here.
Yeah, I think so.
And I think this year, this qualifying, or not qualifying, but the duels and where you finish, I think your starting position is actually going to matter a lot more this year than it has in the past years.
Yeah, and especially with no more stage racing, you don't get those guaranteed cautions, so we don't know what the 500 is going to look like. We don't know if it's going to go green the entire time. We don't know if we're going to have a wreck fest. All we know is it is 70 laps at the second biggest super speedway in the world, only behind Talladega. So very important to figure it out quick. So 3 wide in the back. Middleton did drop out of the pack, so he's topping out just a little bit under these guys, and it's hurting him really bad. At least he's not as slow as this group back here. So he will stay in the race. He will need a problem from another qualifying entry to be able to make it. As Francesco Free, remember, started dead last. He has climbed into the top 5 nearly. A little bit of help from his teammate. Wolf going to drop down in front of him. He wants to take control of this race. Has a huge run. Look at this. The 70 and 34 lost control of this race. All of a sudden, this 31 has rocketed to the lead and is kind of controlling these two lanes. Not a whole lot of momentum out of either lane getting to the back of the 31. So Wolf gonna retain the push from the 22. Gonna move up. Does get around the 00. Now does he move back down in front of the 22? I don't think he has a choice. Too big of a run down there. Free gonna take the 22 to second. Remember, Llewellyn Wise ran this car last year. Didn't qualify for the Daytona 500. But looked solid. I mean, I think it's pretty hard to not look solid in a Valvoline car, especially at a plate track. There it is. Free gonna try to take it to the lead. Holmes doesn't go with him. Gonna stay up top. Now he's gonna try to drop. Can't get in front of Conaway. Conaway squeezes underneath. But Free. Perfect pass there. Cleared and moved straight up in front of Acosta. Acosta not gonna wait. Moves to the bottom. Knows he has a pushback there. Conaway gonna give the momentum to Acosta. Does Acosta move back up in front? Yes, he will. Now Free with the push. Gonna push Acosta. And all of a sudden the 99 has a chance to steal the duel on the front row. Bryant moves up behind the 99. Knows that there's not much of a gain to making a big move here. Just gonna push the 99 out there. Try to get some separation between him and Wise, and he's done just that. There's about a car length of separation between second and third. They will be disqualifying the 81. The rest of the cars have been cleared to run out the rest of the race. So, assuming this stays green, we will have these 19 finishers. Conaway in control, help from Bryant. Bryant staying very patient. And this is this veteran mentality I think he has, and this is why this team wanted him to run the races. I think they know he has so much experience in the Cup Series. He's won a couple of races, and he's working with his former teammate to get out ahead of the field. And there you go. Goes to the bottom. Makes a move. Knows he has a Chevrolet behind him. Martinez, former Daytona winner. Trying to close the gap to the back of the 71. Good push down the back straightaway. Watch out that you don't open up that bottom for a 3-wide move. Martinez pushing. Bryant clears to the race lead at Daytona. Good run on the exit for Conaway. Going to take it just to the quarter panel. 71, I don't think really thinking about moving up right now, but he will. I didn't expect that. I think he's trying to get maybe Chevy control. 2 open cars control the field here at Daytona.
4 to go.
I mean, we are deep in this race. And I think most of these guys know there's no real desperation to make anything happen. I mean, the 85 is out no matter what. And the 33 is out of the pack completely. So, no threat. Martinez moves up. Gonna have a push from Bryant. Acosta gonna come back to the race lead. He has been up front all duel long. Lost the lead for just a little bit, but he is back. And watch Michael Young, 3 wide in the middle. That's what caused the wreck earlier. Bush with the push. Full time in the Cup Series, but still an open car. Has to be very careful when it comes to a move. Here we go! 3x3. Gonna get a little bit sketchy here. Wolf stuck in underneath long. Young keeps pushing. And when you're in these 3 wide situations, you gotta be really careful about pushes. Can't get that person in front of you unstable, especially over the bumps. This Daytona's super, super bumpy. Car's always unsettled. 3x3, 3 rows deep back there. Acosta holds it in front of Nuckwit. Bush pulls it to the bottom. Uh-oh. I don't like that. He was so close to the quarter panel. Comes out of turn 4. 2 laps to go for the Daytona International Speedway. Acosta controls. Holds the block on Bush. Still 3x3 back there. And I think that's actually helping Acosta. It's making it a bit harder for these lines to develop and get momentum. Him gonna try to form something down there with Bell. Her teammate a couple rows back. And there goes the 3 wide. All of it should be gone. Wolf might be slightly in the middle. Gonna be able to get down. White flag. 1 lap to go from Daytona. We'll see how aggressive they get. No points on the line. Just practice for the end of the 500. Kim pulls it to the bottom underneath Bush. Gonna get that position easy. But the 2 dodges side by side back here, pulling each other off. There's just not much momentum. Bell side drafting long. Here comes Kim to the lead. Big run. Doesn't have a push. Knows Acosta won't have momentum until out of the turn either. 3 wide. Holmes making a move back there. The pack really disorganized. Coming out of turn 4. For the final time. Troy Acosta with the push. And Troy Acosta wins duel number 1. Here at Daytona, and we'll start from the pole in the Daytona 500.
Thought Penny Kim was gonna have it there, and then
Just didn't have the momentum. Bush
yeah,
gave the push to the 31. I think he kind of had a choice there. I don't think there's anyone really... Yeah, no one really dictated where he pushed, but he decided to just hold it on the back of the 31. Harms made a big move in turn 3, which actually might have cost his teammate. You can see making that 3 wide move just stalled all of the momentum on the bottom. I don't know if they would have got to the 34 anyways. That was certainly the nail in the coffin right there. So the cars that will not be advancing to the Daytona 500 are Damon Middleton and Terrence Garza. Both of the U.S. Army RBMS Chevys will miss out on the Daytona 500 this year. But Troy Acosta starting for the pole. Huge win for him. And let's get ready for duel number 2 here at Daytona. Gonna be hopefully a good one. Hopefully as good as that was.
yeah, it was a good race.
Y'all didn't see that. There you go. That's a bit better.
Don't ever forget the first time that happened.
Straight to Reddit, by the way. So here we are from Daytona. Same 20 laps. Different drivers. So this is the other half of the field. This is the other 23. Hopefully all of them make it to the green this time. But
RBMS moving like Ferrari out here.
Oh, God. Getting in a wreck lap 3 and blowing up a car before the green. Hell yeah. What's next? They do the Lefty Tolliver Season 7? Anyways. Let's go through your qualifying grid and obviously highlight our qualifying drivers into the Daytona 500 for Duel number 2. So, Carl Scott will lead us to green in the 93. Then we have Wallace Fields. Lefty Tolliver, your first driver needs to qualify in. He will be driving the 97 for the first time. So this is the first time Graffiti's had a third entry in a race. This car plans on running maybe a handful of races with Lefty. Lefty showed a lot of promise last year in the Dex Imaging Series. So he earned himself a couple of rides in the Cup Series. And he also ran some Cup last year. And I'd say did pretty well. Anyways. Then we have Corey Soto. Brody Earnhardt. And Austin Higgins. Austin Higgins running the 16 for Chevy Below. Martinez just qualified into the Daytona 500 in the last duel. So they look to put their second car in to the 500. Then we have Jamal Balderas in the 87. So brand new entry. He has to qualify in. But he is attempting a full season this year. And this will be his rookie year. Driving the Mopar Dodge. Then we have Dan Curry also needs to qualify in. He's no stranger to doing that. I don't remember the last time he missed a race, even though he hasn't been chartered in who knows how long. Then we have Ross Newton making his first and currently only scheduled start, but I have suspicions he will start other races. He's going to attempt to qualify into the Daytona 500 in the 45. First time he's ever had to qualify into a race in his career. Then we have Gary Collins, his teammate. He's locked in. Todd Young. Todd Young surprisingly locked in. Insane. Jeff Reed. Jeff Reed needs to qualify in. No charter on this Toyota, but he has proven he is a master of plate tracks. Ended up getting a win last year in the Dex Imaging Series at Talladega. See if he can back that up with making the Daytona 500. Then we have Pete Bryan and Brady Coop. Brady Coop is locked in. Reminder, the 14 has the 91 charter from last year. AP Motorsports ended up selling that one away, and Halvoline bought it up. And then right behind Coop, you have Augustine Pryor, the other Halvoline car, running a brand new scheme. Then we have Denny Ham, Brian Newman, Edwards Carl, Julian Daniels, and James Conaway. I feel like we're missing someone. Oh, we are. We're missing 3 people. Well, that's unfortunate. 2 of them need to qualify in. So, we're just going to ignore the qualifying grid. Because, for whatever reason, NR loves me. We're just going to simulate and see. Okay, that fixed everything. Maybe? Oh, it's entirely different. Great. Okay, well, let's go through this again. Woohoo!
Or Julian Daniels was just at the back.
Yeah, I know, and so is Brian Newman. Anyways, so Brian Newman starts on pole. He's locked in. Julian Daniels starts second in his sophomore season. Pete Bryan is third. Todd Young is fourth. Augustine Pryor is fifth. So top 5 all locked into the Daytona 500. Dan Curry, as we mentioned before, needs to qualify in. Same with Sheldon Hampton. Sheldon Hampton needs to qualify in the Fanta number 1. Obviously, he lost his charter to the 14 when AP shut that car down. And he went to CMSR, which is unchartered, but maybe he can actually do something in this car, unlike someone who was in this car for the past few years. Anyways, James Conaway locked in. Ross Newton needs to qualify. Same with Balderas, as I previously mentioned. Clyde Wheeler Jr., Gary Collins, Corey Soto. So a little cluster of energy cars here. Then we have Tolliver. He needs to qualify in. Scott is good. Reed needs to qualify in. Earnhardt's good. Higgins is needing to qualify in. Carl and Hammer good. Coop's good. Fields is good. And Hunter Kong needs to qualify in that scheme. So he will be attempting to make the 500 in the North Star Tools Ford. He wasn't originally planned to run this race, but was able to pick up a sponsor and will now qualify for the Daytona 500 today. Now, kind of an awkwardly early time for races. Usually we do races a little bit later, but this year they have been pushed up to early in the day. Who's your pick to win duel number 2, Troy? If you're here. Wakey wakey, eggs and bakey. Okay, he might be dead. I don't know what's up with him. It's like a Monster Energy checkered pattern. Monster Energy, Monster Energy, Monster Energy, Monster Energy. So, Newman, no stranger to plate tracks, typically better at the Talladega Super Speedway, but has the chance to show off his plate track skills starting from the pole at Daytona in duel number 2. Now, we will see if they hold on as well as they did last duel. Green flag, we're racing in duel number 2 at Daytona. Dead even down the back straightaway. Not a whole lot of moves being made. There is 3 wide back here. Don't mess it up, leader wrecker. Definitely don't take Earnhardt out. Not the move. Newman being pushed by Brian. With a good push. Could he clear? He has the run. The inside line has more cars. Newman moves up and has control of duel 2 for now. Pete Bryan gonna sneak underneath though. Newman unwilling to make that block to shut that run down. Fair enough. I wouldn't make that block either. It's too early. Pete Bryan moves up now. Pryor going to be in control of the bottom. Help from Sheldon Hampton, who replaces Sam Dyer in the 1. Picked up a new sponsor. Granted had a 1-year hiatus in the Cup Series. They were formerly... Oh wait, no, that's Crush. Whoops. Actually, I don't know if we've ever had a Fanta-sponsored car, but here it is. In second place. Currently just pushing Pryor out there. Newton coming up to the field. No stranger to winning at Daytona. Has the Daytona 500 under his belt. The one thing he's missing is a championship, which unfortunately he came just potentially a few laps shy of last year. So Newton jumps down to the bottom underneath Hampton, as there's some separation at the front of the field. Pryor got pushed way out by Hampton. Good push here. Clyde Wheeler Jr., who we saw had very good pace a couple of years ago here at Daytona. Dominated his duel, I believe, and also dominated the 500. Didn't win either of them, from my recollection. And then had problems all of Season 7 during Speed Weeks. Blew an engine in the 500 and ended his day early. He has returned to the top 3, so see if he can break up that golden car duo leading the field. Top 5 single file on the high side. Baldera is not going to be complacent. Drops low. Gonna get underneath Clyde Wheeler Jr. As we'll go to the back, take a look at those qualifying entries. Currently, Reed and Higgins are out. Kong right there as well. Tolliver has dropped towards the back. Balderas goes to second. And has a run. Gonna take it to the bottom again. These dodges have been relentless so far. Been taking
Always fast at the plate tracks.
Yeah, I think they're just so well-rounded. And they just always find a way to be relevant at these super speedways. As Baldera is going to get to the lead in a cup car for the first time ever. Throws a huge block on Hampton. Hampton may have even had to get out of the gas for that one. It was really late across his nose. Ooh, didn't get out of the gas that time. Baldera's almost had himself turned around in front of the field. 7 laps in, we have not wadded the field up, surprisingly.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. I was looking on the betting apps, and there was a over under for Daytona. 0.5 dodge flips.
You know what? I'll take the over.
Me too.
Because keep in mind, there's dodges in all series now. So I think there's about maybe 8 to 10 of them in D4. I think there's 2 or 3 in trucks and decks, and then there's like 3 in Cup. So I think there's a good chance one of them flip. There's so many of them. But we will see. Hampton now controls. Gonna just slide up in front of Balderas. Now watch out. Scott looking 3 wide. This is gonna get dangerous here. Gotta be really careful. Scott just gonna slide through the bottom. Trying to find his teammate in the race lead. His other teammate just behind Earnhardt here. So CMS are rising to the front of the field. We didn't really get to see much of Aaron Bush. Last duel got caught up in that first wreck. Soto able to squeeze to the top. Newton let him in. Which is fair enough. That's your own car. Wouldn't expect anything else. Scott gonna move to the bottom. Looks like the 2 veterans for CMSR are gonna try to control this race from the front row. Scott and Hampton. Not gonna last very long. Earnhardt not lifting off the gas. Scott gonna try to move up here. Give the draft to the 1. I mean, currently, it's Dan Curry and Higgins out. And it honestly looks like something's up with Fields. Fields has not really moved from the tail end of this field, so I'm a little worried about him. 3 CMSR Fords in a line right here. Conaway coming on the bottom with Tolliver. Two Toyotas working together. Going up to 3rd and 4th. Down to the bottom. Conaway gonna make the move. Not waiting behind the CMSR Ford of Edwards Carl. Now I'm gonna try to pick up a run. And just kind of lets Earnhardt hang out in the lead. But the second Tolliver got there, dropped to the bottom. Gonna take that momentum and go to the race lead in Daytona. Textbook pass from James Conaway right there. Now does he slide up, try to block the run? Yes, he does. Tolliver gonna get underneath him. That was a textbook move from the 37 there. Backed up to the 69, tried to build a little bit of momentum of his own, while the bottom got ready to surge on the bottom. And dropped down, got a push from Tolliver, and got straight to the lead. Now they're going to switch positions. Now Conaway to the pusher position. Oh, Newman going to squeeze just underneath. Tolliver tried to make the block, thought better of it. Didn't want to wind up in the catch fence. Newton has now dropped out of the race. I mean, he is so far back, he is not in as of right now. Is Coop going to force it 3 wide? Tolliver gets forced 3 wide. Now, where does Earnhardt go? Yeah, looks like that top line going to try to move down to that middle line and just leave Tolliver on the high side. I don't like this. 3 wide for the lead never goes well. Three wide. Newman trying to find momentum. Coop clears to the race lead in Daytona. Fully controls. But a good push on the bottom. Hunter Kong gonna get there. Kong to the lead. From last to first, he controls temporarily. Here comes Jeff Reed. Winner in the Dex Imaging Series twice last year. Once at a road course in Watkins Glen. Once at Talladega Superspeedway. Conaway's been put in this middle line now. It's going to slowly drop. Collins lets him in. And now we're back mostly at peace as the 18 leads here in duel number 2. Will say no one's really been able to keep this
4
field
uncharted cars lead to pack. You get 5.
No, I thought Todd was in.
I think he has a charter.
Yeah. I don't know, you didn't mark him down as not in.
Yeah, I thought I did. Hold on, let me look.
Todd Young throws a block on Curry. Now throws a block on the bottom. Switching lines. Todd Young, I believe, has 1 win in the Cup Series, and it came at Talladega. Almost threw a bad block on Higgins. Higgins, another plate track artist, won Pigs Creek a handful of years ago. And Conaway, who got shuffled out and then got let back in by not his teammate, but manufacturer teammate and Alliance teammate, all the way back up front. Baldera is currently out of the Daytona 500. I believe the other car that's currently out is Tolliver, who's stuck in that middle line, getting sucker holed right now.
Can he move up? Is he gonna move up?
I don't know, it just keeps getting worse. Coop and Newman now to the outside of this 3 wide. Earnhardt might have a spot to move up. The 69 checked up. Tried to give him a spot. He does take it. But Tolliver trying to fit on that bottom line.
Tries to move down.
Just not quite
Seems
trusting
a bit
it.
hesitant.
Little too hesitant. Gonna lose his chance to move down, I think. Nope. Does still have it. Daniels was very patient there. Collins leads with 3 to go. Here comes Clyde Wheeler Jr.
His dad has won this race before, not the duel, but the actual race.
Gonna throw a block! Thought better of it. Ham is on the rear bumper. He's my pick to have a breakout. Started the season with a Clash win from the pole in Toronto. Can he start on the front row at Daytona? Obviously, pole not up for grabs. That goes to Acosta. Ham, can he get second and start on the front row at Daytona? That would be huge. He could win this duel as well. With 2 laps to go. Without anything changing, Balderas is in a very bad situation. The last thing is based on this last spot. Kong currently out. Tolliver goes in. Reed gonna be right in front of Kong. So a bunch of uncharted cars here in the middle pack. White flag. 1 lap to go. Collins controls. Wheeler Jr. can't get down.
Wait, isn't it 3 cars that don't make it, or is it 2?
It's 2. It's 2 from each duel.
Okay.
46 cars minus the 4. 2 from each duel. 42. Anyways, Ham got a good push off of the bumper of Newton. Ham gonna go to the bottom, but doesn't have the push. Will Pryor have enough momentum to push the 84 to the lead? Or will it be the Energy Toyotas on the high side? Just not enough momentum from that second line. Denny Ham, off of turn number 4, shuts down the run. Denny Ham wins duel number 2 and is currently dominating Speed Weeks. And he will have a chance to win in the Dex Imaging Series as well, I believe. I believe he's running the Dex Imaging Series race here at Daytona, so could he win 4 times in a week? Won the Clash, won the Duel. Now can he close it out with the 2 important races in the Dex Imaging Series and obviously the Cup Series? And your 2 drivers going home. Balderas is 1 with a dead last place finish. And by the looks of things, Hunter Kong. Looks like he got beat by an inch. We're going to take a look at the race to the line. Let's take a look. Lap 20. This is the final lap. So, it looks like maybe Kong drops the bottom. Look at this. Yeah, has a huge run. Drops the bottom, but just can't quite do it. Loses out on a spot on the 500 by barely a half a car length. And that's going to be very devastating for him. And that's how close it was to making the 500 and sitting on the couch watching. So Baldera's going to start his rookie campaign likely in week 2 at Las Vegas and will not compete in the Daytona 500. We will see you for the Daytona 500 this weekend. Thank you guys for watching, and